Happy Easter. Happy Easter, piece of your mind, family. All right. Let's go ahead and kick it off, man. In order to take accountability for what has passed and what will be, there's no time like presently. So, for all of those with mouths and ears, can we have a moment of your time? We want to gain some perspective. Can we have a piece of your mind?
Up.
What's going on, gentlemen? Happy Easter.
Happy
Happy
Easter, bro.
Easter.
Yeah, man. You know,
You guys do anything for the Easter holiday? You guys usually celebrate it or not?
I picked up a job.
Hey, there you go. Working on Easter Sunday.
And
Yeah,
Brian got
I went to a little birthday party today. One of my frat brothers, his son just turned 2, so
Nice.
I took Keyshawn with me up to his house. So we celebrated his son's second birthday today. So it was
Okay.
cool. I got to see a lot of his family because I've known him for a long time, but it's been a while since I seen like his parents and his sisters and everybody all in one place. So it was good to like reconnect with them for a bit, and celebrate their family growing.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got to meet his nieces and nephews. He has another child on the way, so congratulations to him on that.
Oh yeah, word.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was real nice.
That is cool, man.
That's what's
I like
up,
that,
B.
yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Oh yeah.
Today it was a perfect day for a party too. Like it's Sunday, it's a rest day. Like you got to, like you said, you felt involved, like with the family, and appreciating life, like because you was there like what just a year ago when Keyshawn was turning 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cool. I definitely remember that. When they're little, and you get all these parties and meet up, and it's good. We've had this conversation before. Like when little kids get together, man, they're just, hey, you look cool, you're my friend. So you expose them to that and really give them, that opportunity to have some friendships in a cool setting, and then the adults get to kind of hang out and feel good about it too. So that's pretty cool that you do that. Evelyn and Aiden, they're a little older now, so Easter is still special to Evelyn, but Aiden's kind of on his way out. Like, I'll participate, but you're not gonna round me up for all this craziness.
Yeah.
But we'll hide eggs, and we'll do the Easter basket thing for him, and let Evie experience that. Aiden's cool about it because he won't spoil the fun. He keeps it magical for her. And it's just kind of fun to be able to still do that, and then Kate and I, we just get to sit there and just kind of enjoy it. But,
Yeah.
that's usually how we celebrate. We'll paint eggs and we'll do that stuff too, but we don't orchestrate any parties or anything other than just keep it really simple usually at home.
You know what, man? Honestly, besides saying like Happy Easter, like I can't remember the last time I really celebrated Easter. Like maybe I taking my kids to a couple of like events that I was invited to, but it was not like nothing I ever like. It was never a holiday I went all out for, or I can't say I even cared for it very long when I was a kid.
Like last year, I took Keyshawn to a little Easter egg hunt. I'll try to think of more stuff to do with him. At least for the next like couple years. He'll be turning 4 in a week, so I figure between like 4 and 7, 4 and 8, that's where he'll really find like Easter to be fun anyway, right? So design little Easter baskets. I remember when I was little, we would dye eggs with our mom, right? So we would,
I remember that.
Yeah, we would dip it in like the food coloring or whatever. It will come out a different color, and we'll like we'll either paint on it or use crayons to design, just to do little designs on the egg. And I remember having a lot of fun, just like designing the Easter eggs and then like eating them later.
That's fun.
Yeah,
you
so
know
I
what,
think
guys,
that's
man? I'm excited, man. I'm excited for April, man. It's time to do my journal again. Plan out the month, and the end of the month is like for reflection, right? So, and I've kind of taken on this journal thing wholeheartedly. I'm not gonna say I get into it every day. I'm not gonna say I get into it every week. I'm not gonna say I've been writing in it, but like I made it a habit to keep it on my desk, the corner of my desk open, just so that like when something an important thought come up or something an event that I need to make sure I get done. I write it right down in there, man, and I could always turn the page and go back. But only being in my third month doing this, I'm really finding power in this. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the checkpoint in a RPG, man. Like I don't know. It's like refreshing my mind on where I left off. You know what I'm saying? And then the reflections are like on a few categories in the things you keeping track of, like fitness. How are you spiritually? How you been on your finances? If you have financial goals, how just in general. So you kind of each month you kind of like level them out. How you feel like you did on it. And I mean, the first month is like, man, I don't want to do this. What is this gonna do for me, right? But like now, like I start finding myself now starting to reflect before the month even ends. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I start thinking about like, how have I been doing? Like, I've been spending a lot this month. Like, you know what I mean? And it just kind of it just opens, make me more aware. And then I set the goals for the following month. So I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying that whole journaling journey right now, man. It's exciting. And then the other thing I've taken on as a self scientist for the year was actually performing what I'm calling a 3-day reset, detoxing at the beginning of every month for 3 days, nothing but water and tea kind of thing, and black coffee. So I've been doing okay with that too, and it's time for the reset. And like I don't know, I kind of created a whole process with it. It's when I reset my whole room, make sure everything is like back in its place. It's when I'm making sure like my clothes is washed. Like I'm trying to make sure I'm set for the month within those 3 days, man. I'm supposed to keep myself busy so I'm not thinking about hunger. That's really the goal. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it's all been a fun process to this point, man. I'm gonna continue doing it, man. I'm just excited to go into April. Ready for it.
Oh yeah, that's cool, bro. Like I used to keep my own diary. I used to have like a diary, and I would write in it. Sometimes I'd write poetry in it. Sometimes I'd write how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'd write a plan. I used to have one, and I don't know, my motive got kind of trampled a bit, and so I haven't been kind of writing as much per se in that manner to kind of just reflect and have what's internally be expressed externally somehow. I haven't done that in a while, but I feel you. Like I do remember that when I used to do it, it felt like something that would definitely be like a checkpoint, because whenever I'd go to write again, I'd read what the last passage was and remember, oh, this is kind of what I was doing the last time I was in here, and it would kind of bring up a lot of different emotions or memories, because I wouldn't write in it like every day. It would once a month, once a quarter or something, annually. Like I'd write in it just a bit, when the mood hits, when that passion set in. And I could see how that could something like that could help, man. That's it's good for structure for sure, especially if you've got a lot going on. You kind of make yourself feel a little bit more obligated to do some of the things that you wrote down in the planner or as a plan.
Yeah.
So you're not just bullshitting and wasting your time. You kind of hold yourself accountable in a way. I feel like that's a dope ass practice, man. That's
You
cool.
know
And
what,
then,
Hector?
mhm,
I would say at the beginning it felt like that. It felt like I was like trying to hold myself accountable. But now it's like I don't even have that feeling no more. Like it's just this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is the
yeah,
plan. I wrote it down already. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Oh, what's the objectives for today? Hold on, let me go back to my journal. Like, you know what I mean? And then if it's usually a list there, right? So if I've
mhm,
completed some things and it's like next thing on the list, or what's the next important thing, I get to kind of brainstorm it and then pick a direction kind of thing. But it haven't even been like it's not daunting anymore. Like it's just it's the end of the month, man. It's time to do the journaling. And I'm actually hoping to be more intentional with it, because like I could imagine, Hector, if you went back to the journaling like you was doing, but with some
mhm,
intention, like you said, being like focusing on something specific, making sure you're tracking something specific each month.
mhm.
Like it'll be even more powerful for you now than it has been in the past, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah.
so, man. Maybe you should think about getting back into it, man.
I might, bro. Like, yeah, like seriously, the last few years of my life, really have I only actually started moving with intention and some impact. So yeah, it would definitely be different had I, or should I take the moment to go back into that. It would be the me now writing, like, and the me now is a hell of a lot healthier. So yeah, that'd be cool to try, man. I might have to. I got a bunch of notebooks laying around in front of me, man. They're everywhere in the house, so I just gotta pick one and go.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, you ever tried journaling in your life or at any point in your life, man?
Nah, I'm not much of a, I don't know. I guess I'm not much of a like a journaler. Like, I feel like if I did do it, I'd probably just do it like every once in a while or something like that. Like I did have to keep a journal at one point during my pledging process, but like aside from that, like it's nothing I ever like did like nothing that I ever initiated to do on my own, like keeping a journal and stuff like that. Even though, like during that whole process, it was kind of cool to keep a journal because like we did so many things like throughout that entire process. Like it's nice to like look back at the journal and read like what we went through on those days and like have a laugh about it. Or
So, do you still have the journal?
Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
Yeah. Yeah, you should find it. You should find it and just go through it just because, man, after this. You know what? I know this is going a little left now, but I know with affirmations and they say and with manifestation, you have to learn to be grateful in the now and grateful for the now. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, just picking up the book, the journal, that's another one of the most powerful. That's another one of the powerful things about journaling. Picking up that book and it's like you read a little bit and it takes you back there, that happy moment. You know what I mean? You crossing that finish line or whatever. You start to feel this like, yo, yeah, I did do that. I did do that, yo. And then you kind of pull it, you pull it from in there, right? And you put it, you put it in yourself and it builds your confidence up in something. You get what I'm saying? Because you went back and looked back, like, yeah, you know what? I did do that. I did accomplish that. I should believe in myself more. If I did that, I could do this. You get what I'm saying? I like it, man. I'm enjoying this.
I could definitely see the benefit in like using a journal. It's just like I don't know, for some reason like I've never been great at like writing things down, even if it seems like it might be important. Like even like back in school, like I look at my notebook and like there's barely any notes in there. And, like I would still pass all the tests and stuff like that because I guess I was just good at like retaining the information. But like I'm like, yo, there's no notes in here. Like I used to look at my notebook. I'm like, I'm supposed to be preparing for a test, and I ain't got nothing to reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's
maybe I should
kind
just
of genius right there, man.
Maybe I should just do it just so I can be more in the habit of like writing down like pertinent information, things like that. And like a lot of times what I do, like when I want to reflect, is like when I go to the gym, like at the end of my workout, I'll sit in the sauna. I'll just like I'll do my breathing exercises, and I'll just I'll use that time to think. I sit in there for like 15 minutes, and that's pretty much like my meditation time. Yeah, I feel like that's good because it does allow me to like actually like reflect on things, like reflect on how I'm feeling this morning, or what do I want to accomplish throughout the course of the day, or like what I want to do for this week and all that. So that's one thing I really appreciate about like sauna time. So like for some reason I couldn't get to the gym. If I have my notebook or my journal that I could like write down like the thoughts that I'm having, it might allow me to process those thoughts a little better. So it's definitely something for me to keep in mind. Maybe next time I'm like at Target or something, I'll go see what type of journals they got over there in their section and pick one out.
Hey, how about you wait until we finish with the store and you buy your first journal from our store, from your own store, man.
I can do that too. Yeah, it's not something I have to do.
It might mean a little more, man.
And name is sauna thoughts instead of shower thoughts.
For real, sauna thoughts. Yo, word. Let's put it on the front cover. Sauna thoughts. Yo,
That's
you know
cool.
one of the powerful things about that, Brian, like you said, being able to take it and going to write it down somewhere, right? Like it's in here. Again, if you don't put it in here, it stays in here, bro. So you could think about it, you could be into it, you could focus on the thought for a while, right? But then after a while, you don't talk about it with nobody, you never put it out into the world, you never write it down. The thought goes this way. And then it disappears into the clutter of the other thoughts in your head. Not saying it's gone, it's just in the clutter of the other thoughts in your head. So the powerful thing about that is pulling that thought out of your head, putting it on the paper. Now, whenever you want to get to that thought, it's in here now and it's down on the paper. And because it's down on the paper, now you can see it in front of you. You can start building that plan out. You can start making it bigger. You can start growing on it. You get what I'm saying? It's like really diving into your own head, grabbing what you want, putting on paper. Because Lord knows there's a bunch of bullshit that just be circling around in here most of the day. You know what I'm saying? With the shit, especially with the shit we consume, it's a bunch of bullshit. What's going on with P Diddy and all this other shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Presidential elections. You know what I mean? Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Like why am I mentioning this shit right now? Because it's what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? But you wanna separate the important shit from now all that bullshit. You put it out here, write it down on the journal, something you could go back to and look back on, man. You grow on any thought. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know. Just something to
fortunately,
consider, man.
in an abstract way, man. I feel like I've actually been journaling a lot with Midjourney. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been utilizing that tool to pull thoughts out of my head at a random moment. And then usually, that collaboration between Midjourney and myself with the thought I'm having, I'll create a prompt that's pretty specific, and then have Midge kind of make something for me that will take that thought and put it down, and then I have my timeline and my feed, so when I scroll through it, I can see everything. I can see exactly how I wrote it. I can see what day I wrote it. So it's got like its own little journal for me, like for a timestamp at least. And in a way, I feel like that's one way that I have been journaling, because there were times where I was feeling good about, when I was coaching soccer, I had it prompt some soccer stuff for me. There was another time where I was working on just a random project I was doing, and I had that help me out. So like, yeah, getting it out of here, man, is so important. Like that's enriched my life, man, a lot, because I used to just let it all sit up here, and then it kind of, like you said, Frank, it get lost, man. The day to day will fucking just diminish the thought, and any emotion I had with it, and any intention I had with it, forget it. It's gone. Like if I don't take it out right away, I might as well not even thought it, to a sense. So yeah, it helps getting that shit out for sure, man. I've learned that. That's in any way you can, whether it's doing a podcast, coming up on here talking, recording, it's writing it in the journal, having a little AI bot help you out, Chat GPT talk with shit, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get it out somehow. That shit is cool.
Yo, heck, you know what, man? It's so powerful, bro. It's so powerful to just get it out of your head, man. And intentionality, right? Intentionality is powerful, because when you add intentionality to anything, it could become your journal. We could think about this. We could think about us podcasting as a journal, bro. We got episodes on episodes on episodes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And if we go back, depends on how we studying it. Like, okay, what was our speech like when we first got here? What was the camera like? What was the angles like? Where did they sound good? Like, you know what I mean? It's a journal. It's a journal, and us keeping record of how we did. You know what I mean? Depending on how we look at it. Social media, even to, everything you posted to this point in your life can be seen as a journal. People share their thoughts up there, you know what I mean, with the world. But honestly, it's still your thought. You know what I mean? Maybe you should go back. If you go back and go down your timeline, you probably start to notice, like, what kind of, like, yo, what the hell I be thinking about all day, yo? This kind of post, this kind of post, this kind of post, they all relate. You know what I mean? You start to learn something about yourself, but it's all in the reflection. It's all in going back. You know what I mean? It's not just the journaling. Like, I could write in my journal. That's one thing, and it's good, yes. But you go back. You know what I mean? You have to go back. You have to read where you were. and I promise you, you're gonna learn something about yourself, yo. You be like,
Facebook is
yo,
Facebook is kind of good for that, right? Because like, you know, if you say you wrote a post on this day like 7 years ago, like it's
yeah,
gonna pop up on your feed.
that's kind
And
of
you're gonna
dope though.
read it
Yeah,
like, yeah, you're like, oh, this is the way I was thinking like 7 years ago.
yo,
And you know,
yo.
sometimes
So
it'll be a little embarrassing.
yo, imagine, bro. Like, yo, when you think about it this way, right? You add intentionality. Now I make a post, and now I make a post today, and I put on it, yo, Frank, you are fucking amazing. No matter what. 7 years later, I might be feeling down, and that post pop up. Frank, you're amazing, no matter what. Like, God damn, I was talking to myself from the past. What? You came through at the right time, man. Did you know? You know what I mean?
Like, this is
But
past,
yo,
Brian.
imagine, go left. Now imagine if you up there writing some bullshit all the time. You know what I mean? And talking some bullshit all the time, and talking yourself down, and then Facebook reminds you of who you was 7 years ago. You talk, and you was already feeling low. You be like, you know what? Nothing changed. I'm gonna go fucking jump. That's it. You know what I mean?
Wrote a post like, nothing matters. What's the point?
What's the point?
What's that point? It might not have even been about life in general, but you see it now. And you're like,
yeah, for real.
You know what?
You
I
know,
was right 7 years ago. What the fuck? Why did I wait so long? Fuck
for real. Why did I wait so long? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I holding on to?
It's funny, man, because as y'all were talking about that, I literally went to Facebook just to see what memories, that posted up, and it's funny because, this whole 3D printing thing I'm thinking about doing. On this day 2 years ago, I was talking about, or I posted something that was about 3D printed shoes. And so I was like, that's crazy because I'm in that mindset again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
your
back.
journal, bro.
Yeah, it's
your
wild,
journal, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
Your journal, man. And it's all about how you look at it. It's all about going back at it. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's fun, man.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, go ahead.
I was about to ask, man. So what we doing, man? We about to swim. We gonna spin the wheel today?
I think so, man. Let's get a topic in here. Let's see what's up.
Let me see something.
Yeah, I will get that going. So our topics, we're dwindling. We're down to what, like 5 or 6 of them?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll throw some more, some more items up here, but I feel like we're gonna start getting to some of the juicier ones that we've been wanting to talk about for a little bit.
Yeah, man.
So,
hey, you know what? Anybody listening in, if there's something you feel like we should chop up, man, maybe we could throw it up in this wheel. One day we'll get to it.
Absolutely. I'm extra down with that.
Word, man. That'll be fun.
All right, so I'm gonna spin it. Here we go.
Let's go.
All right. Credit card debt. Credit card debt.
Let's do it.
We
about accountability anyway, right? I think credit card debt. I think this could be a beautiful topic up in here.
Yeah. So my mom and I, we had a conversation several weeks back about credit card debt and just debt in general and student loans and all that stuff. And yeah, this is a big one, man, because like almost everybody I know has some sort of credit card debt, like it's very scary, man. Like it's a game that you're kind of forced to play because, without any kind of credit history, you can't apply for loans. You can't get a house. Hell, some places you have to do a credit check to even get an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so integrated into our system now. The shit is ridiculously scary. Whenever you're playing it, if you're on the bad end of it, where you're not kind of, keeping yourself financially responsible, like that shit can ruin you. It can take years to recover from that kind of shit. and it's an imaginary number that was created decades ago, just for the sake of having, opportunities to do business. Like, I feel like it really was this whole
Yeah.
loan shark, like a legal loan shark kind of thing. I'm gonna give you a little bit, you give me a little bit more back when you can, kind of shit.
So debt is I'm sorry, man. Debt is a funny one, right? Because debt. What does it mean to be in debt? Is debt a weight, like a physical weight that's weighing you down and you can't hold it up no more? Nah. To be in debt is literally in your mind. It's like a spiritual thing, bro. If somebody tell you in debt and in your head, you owe something. It weighs on you. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
and I'm pretty sure there's people out there that be like, yo, I'm gonna spend this credit card and whatever. Like, they don't feel nothing. They don't feel nothing about the debt. Like, whatever, I got what I want. The physical thing, you know what I mean? Y'all could say y'all got whatever y'all on me, man. But I'm gonna just wait the 7 years and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna get it taken off the credit, like, kind of thing. But that, that is that is a tough one, man. I mean, credit cards and stuff like that is a tough one, right? But like, it's so crazy because, like, with credit cards, with money now, it's like the things I've been learning and studying is like, I know these things are supposed to be used as a resource. These things are a tool if you're using it properly. Like, you know what I mean? A credit card could be, it really literally quite literally is a tool if you're picking the right ones, right? They got these ones with, you get this back if you're, using it. You get 5% back if you're buying groceries with this. Well, you got to get groceries anyway, so why not get the 5% back? Now, you get the 5%, you definitely get the 5% if you made sure you pay that bill off in full by the end of the month. You get what I'm saying? So now it's like you're just stacking coins for getting stuff you already had. You know what I mean? They got it for hotels. They got it for travel. Like, you know what I mean? It's all in the way that we view it. But, for a long time growing up, like, I didn't know nothing about credit card debts. The only thing I ever heard was that, like, yo, it's a scary thing. What you was just saying, Hector, it could weigh you down. You know what I mean? You heard all the bad with it. You know what I mean? It's like coming into a new job and everybody got all the bad stories to tell you. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, credit that's a heavy topic, man. I can say I've been in debt more than once in my life. I gotten myself out of debt more than once in my life, and then put myself right back in it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, it's a cycle, bro. It's really a habit. Like, my purchases, the reason why I get there is like, even I know better, and I still f up. I still fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it makes you realize this. And then when I was really studying that and trying to get out of it, and I used to listen to, like, Dave Ramsey, I noticed there are people that make 30,000-40,000 a year, and they're talking about they're in debt, like swimming in some kind of debt. And then I would hear people that get on there, they're making 300,000-400,000 a year, and they're screaming that they're in some kind of debt. And it's like, yo, it makes you realize, like, yo, it's not like it's not the credit cards, it's not like the debt itself, it's the mindsets. You know what I mean? We are in a consuming mindset where we get a card. It don't matter how much is on the card, because the card, if the card got $2,000, then we're gonna go buy a $2,000 car. If the car got $20,000, then we're gonna go get something closer to a $20,000 car. You get what I'm saying? It's the mindset. We're too used to spending. You know what I mean? But if we utilize these things for like what it should be for, a tool. It's a tool. Then it becomes a benefit. You know what I mean? So I would try to encourage people to, like, try to see it more as that tool, that saver, that extra you get, like, and play with it. Like, you know what I mean? Don't fear. Like, yo, give it a try. Make sure, just find out the most simple rules. They got all kinds of rules with credit. If you pay it off, it, like, within X amount of time before the due date, it boosts your credit somehow. I don't know. You know what I mean? I know, I heard all of them, but am I following them, man? I'm still a creature of habit. I still messing up. You know what I mean? Still
Right,
messing
right.
up.
So do you have credit cards right now? Do you have a credit card or two in your wallet that you use, that's
I have
active, that
I have one personal card, and I have one business credit card. So one personal credit card and one business credit card. And
Would you say you're
the personal one
responsible with them?
is higher than it should be.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it is higher than it should be.
Now, is that because like rainy days, or just like would you admit it and say like a lack of discipline or so?
Definitely a lack of discipline. No discipline. Absolutely none, man. No
Okay.
restraints, bro. I am spoiled. I learned how to spoil myself really bad. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually playing a whole new game this year. You know what I'm saying? I really got my lady. I got my lady involved who's good with money. So she got access to my accounts now. I told her every time she see me, she could run my pockets, like literally, like run my pockets, because I don't need it on me, because I'm just gonna go buy Starbucks, and I know this about myself. And yo, I mean, the one of the last times I got out of debt was because of her. I was just giving her my money, not just here, baby, here. You know what I mean? Take it. You know, you take it. All right. So the strategy worked before, so now we back in it, and we just gonna continue this way until we get to where we trying to go. You know what I mean? Get to where we trying to grow.
Yeah. Credit cards, they come with a level of responsibility that's necessary, and I think that's where the fear is, because some people have it, some people don't, and those that don't, they struggle. They make a bad struggle for themselves. So the same questions I asked Frankie, Brian. What about you? You got a credit card or two in your wallet? Do you use them?
So I have a few cards actually, but you know, I haven't been using any of them. You know, I basically I'm not allowed to use them for a while, because 2023 was a year where, you know, there were a few rainy days, and there were, you know, there were just like expenses that I had to use my card to cover, right?
Yep.
So like, you know, just like different things, like, you know, stuff with my car,
Yep.
you know, other bills that I was using my credit card to pay off. I was getting ready for my frat brother's wedding, you know, in Rhode Island. So, you know, paying for the B&B and buying the tux and all this other stuff, you know, going to Miami for the bachelor's weekend, you know, just like all that stuff compiled on with just life stuff, you know, expenses for my son and things like that, you know, just kind of, you know, piled them up. So I'm a little bit in the recovery phase right now. But like, you know, I literally, I haven't used any of those cards since, I don't know, like October of last year. So I don't intend to use any of them probably until, I don't know, like 2025. Like right now I'm in a space where I don't really need to use any credit to pay anything. So, you know, it's like you just said, like there's a lot of responsibility involved in having credit cards and carrying credit card debt. And so like, you know, even though I have them in my wallet, I'm not tempted to use them, but it probably would be smarter for me to just not have them in my wallet at all, just in case. You know, I do get that itch. You know, like for example, like when holiday season come around, they drop a PS5 Pro, I might want to get one, even though I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think one of the most important things about like, you know, carrying a credit card debt, or, you know, would be to confront it. Like, you know, don't try to avoid it. Like, you know, it's good to know like how much you actually owe, you know, and to have a plan in place to pay it off. You know, a lot of people, what they'll do is like, you know, they'll tackle the smallest debts first, pay those off as quickly as possible, and then you know, they just work their way up to the highest debts. I think that's a good way to go about it, because it does a couple things, like, you know, mentally, seeing that you paid off like one of these debts, like it takes a bit of a load off your shoulders, right? And it encourages you to keep paying off these other debts. And like it really doesn't have to take all that long. Like some people, like they'll be in debt for like years, whereas like, you know, if you have a plan in place, like if you like really do the math and break it down, like okay, I could pay this one off in 8 weeks. I could pay this next one off in another 10 weeks or something like that. If you have like a plan, it doesn't have to be that aggressive, but like, if you break the numbers down, you could knock a few of your debts off in no time and just carry like, whatever the largest one is. If that one has to take you a while, that's fine. At least you've taken care of the smaller ones.
Mhm.
But yeah, like actually like coming up with like a plan, it helps you to budget better. Like a lot of times you know what you can afford and what you can't afford, what's an unnecessary expense. Like I buy like a container of Nescafe and I drink my coffee at home. I'll just put on the pot and I'll drink my coffee at home. That's 3-4 less dollars that I would have to spend at Dunkin' or Starbucks or something like that.
6 less
Prepping your own
dollars.
meals.
7 less dollars,
Doing
man.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
now
well yeah. Starbucks is like $6 or $7. Yeah, Dunkin' you can get like a medium coffee for like $3-4.
so
Maybe.
so I looked up a stat while you were talking, and Americans collectively owe, as of 4 days ago, collectively owe over 1 trillion with a T in credit card debt. And our
Oh,
age group, the millennial group, us on average, we have about $6,000 or so in credit card debt per person. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of damn money
yeah.
to owe, you know.
Yeah.
So to answer the question I asked you guys, for myself, I have one credit card. And everybody tells me, go get another one, open up another line of credit. Just do it. It's good for your credit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm really scared of playing that game because, I'm not a bad spender. I have
It's tempting.
always
It is
been
tempting.
I've
You get
always
like
been really good with saving money, man. Like I still got a card with my grandma that gave me $20 from like 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be spending money, man. But I know that with the life I'm trying to go to with having a house and all that stuff, you have to play that game a little bit. But I have one credit card and I only ever use it for car troubles. So if I have to get my brakes done, I'll throw it right on the credit card and I'll pay that off slowly. Got to do an oil change, throw it on that card. Anything dealing with the car, I throw on that credit card because I personally I feel like I don't want to pay $700-$800 just right up front. And I know that paying it on a credit card, I pay a little bit more over time. But I figure since I got to play this fucking game, I'm going to do it in a slow way where, you know what? Okay, if I pay it over time, yeah, they might get me for an extra $80-$90 on the bill, but I didn't have to pay it that same time at the moment it was due. I got to pay that over 6-7 months of time, and then by that time, something else might come up and I'll throw it on a credit card. So I keep playing this perpetual fucking game with them. But yeah, one card. And I feel very comfortable with that because like I've always kind of grew up in the sense like if I can't spend my own money to have it, then I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I've always kind of taught myself. And it's helped. It's definitely helped keep that in control. So like really the only debt right now, I have like $400 on that credit card and then my student loans, and that's it. That's my debt. And that's a nice feeling, to have
Yeah, that's
just
good.
that, man, because that game scares me, man. And I know a lot of people struggling with that. And yeah, my mom and I, we talk about it all the time. So that credit card debt conversation, that was her suggestion. So I hope she
Yeah.
watches this episode and maybe could chime in with, how she's handled that.
Yeah.
Being a little older than us or, the generation before us. Yeah, shit. They
Yeah.
really got to
Having a lot of debt,
experience.
having a lot of that could be a scary feeling and it could be overwhelming for some people. Well, for a lot of people, actually, like it could be very overwhelming. But I think like the best thing to do is to like address it. Like if you keep like avoiding it, it's gonna get even higher because of the interest rates and things like that.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you're gonna be drowning in it. And like just having that feeling of being indebted to I don't know a bank or whomever, it's just not a good feeling. It gives people like a sense of like helplessness.
Yep.
And you could take that back if you just put a plan in place. If you have to sacrifice, $100 out of each check or something like that, or just like, even if it's like small things, like if you treat yourself more often than not, just minimize that a little bit so that you can put a little extra on that bill every month. It'll whittle down a lot faster. Like, before you even know it, you may have paid off this card, and then you could tackle the next thing. So definitely worth doing it. Like, say, because most people, they know how much they make within a week, right? And they know how much it would be good for them to know, like, how much their expenses are on the regular, all the recurrent expenses anyway. Like, of course there are other expenses if you like go out to eat, things like that. But all the ones that are like constant, if you know the ones that are constant, it'll make it a lot easier to actually handle your debts in a way that it feels achievable and like realistic for you, and you'll get back a lot of that freedom. So I would encourage anyone who hasn't like, actually just like sat down and like tabulated like all their credit card expenses and whatnot, like, do it. There's apps that you can use that put together a spreadsheet for you, and like, just seeing it in a tangible form, it gives you a lot of your power back. So definitely look into that.
Yeah, you know what, B? When I tried that journey myself, and you know me, man, I guess numbers really do scare me or something, man. I don't really like counting calories when it comes to fitness, and when it comes to like even paying attention to the debt. I started trying to follow Dave Ramsey's thing, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so slow. Like, this is slow. This is downloading too slow for me, right? And so that's when I came up with the plan originally, and I started just giving my lady all my money, right? And then when we would have some money bundled up, we'll take it and we'll literally throw it out one of the debts, pay that shit off like flat. Like, it's either that, I was calling them and settling. Like, I was calling, like, hey, look, I got this much for you. Like, you know what I mean? You want to settle this debt? Like, I didn't pull like the all of the steps from what Dave Ramsey was teaching, but I pulled what worked from me. You know what I mean? Eat the meat, spit out the bones, as they say, right? Like, I don't know. I just don't want to focus on the numbers like that. Like, I'd rather give up all my money until it's gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, than worry about the numbers. But I do agree. I probably would be more of a powerful person if I did take the time, slow down, and do that. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with that, man. But if you guys want it gone, just get it gone. At the end of the day, man. Hey, Hector, man. Hector, I would encourage you start like looking into some other ways of dealing with credit, bro, because basically what it sounds like is the level that you're on with credit, you mastered it. You know what I'm saying? And we're all at a stage where we want to grow, right? We're trying to be more impactful. You could be more of an impact on yourself by learning more about credit. You know what I'm saying? And utilizing it because like I said, you could get a credit card that's specifically for groceries and you get 5% cash back. You go grocery shopping every month. You know your expense for groceries every month. Let's say it's $300 a month. You know you're going to spend you buy all your groceries on there, you pay it all off. You don't owe any interest. You owe only what you pay for the groceries, and you're getting 5% from them from buying groceries. And or you could get like a travel loan. Next thing you know, you and Kate gonna be going, flying somewhere, and it's completely free. You get what I'm saying?
That would be nice, for real.
Bro, people pay for their hotels that way. People live off of credit. It is a game, Hector. It is a game, bro. And understanding that should make it fun for you, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Honestly, it's a game. It is a game, bro. And if you know the rules, it's a simple game. That's from what I understand. I know people that are really, really enjoying living off of credit, bro. Like, they don't even think like the majority of us. Credit is a toy to them. It's no different than money. Like, you know what I mean? Except for they don't have to have it in their hand. They could just say, I got it on credit here. You know what I mean? And they play these credit card games, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They'll get a loan for a big thing, pay that off, go get another credit. It's a whole game, bro. It's a whole different thing I don't want to get into, but it's a game. You just gotta learn the different rules of the game, man. Try something, man. At least collect the cash back, Hector. That's the least you could do, bro. That's the
Right.
easy one, man.
That's what one of my coworkers tells me all the time. She's just like, just do it. Like, if you don't have debt, just get another line of credit. That looks good for you because, you know, they all those different parameters that they'll judge you by. Your oldest credit, how many lines of credit, how much do you owe, your track record on payment. All these things are different benefactors or you know, not so much. Like, it just depends on how you are with it all, but they could benefit you. And so, yeah, like you said, having a card like that, that could absolutely benefit me. And
Yeah.
I
It's like
don't
having a
know, man. I
rewards
just like,
card.
yeah,
Like you
rewards
could
card,
use it and
exactly.
then pay. You could use it and then pay the balance the very next day with the money that you would have just
Yep,
spent, you know, on your debit
exactly.
card,
Yeah,
and you
so
get
you
that
can
one or
earn
two or
Mhm.
3%
5%,
back.
bro.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you can hit
All
that. Yeah,
right.
and then
All
like, you know,
right.
they'll add it to your balance like every month. You could either apply it to your credit card or you could use it however you want, really. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Like I have a Discover card. Like in the first year, they match your rewards. So like whatever rewards I accumulated for that year, they gave it to me. So like it doubled up. So I you know, I got a few $100 for just using my card that year, which is it was cool. It was
Damn.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Eh,
not bad. All right. All right. I'm convinced. All right. I'll look
eh,
into it. You know what I mean? Like, it's. I
Hey,
feel like this is one of those things I needed a conversation on, man. Because like, I, I don't trust the man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that guy. But like, yeah, having you know, having my brothers kind of talk with me because it's been a thought. You know, and again, I have a coworker who's he's really been telling me I should do it too. My mom has been telling like. I think it's time I look into it and kind of use it to my benefit as opposed to looking at it like I don't want to play this game anymore.
you
You
know,
know, so
the biggest company's been built on credit, Hector. They've been built on loans, bro. They've been built on IOUs.
no,
Amazon
that's
being
true.
one of them. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Shit.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you're finding success, like you owe me money though. Yeah, whatever, bro. But I'm big though. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you later. You
Right.
know that.
Yeah, that's like Netflix. Netflix owes Matt money.
Sheesh. No, that's true. That's good, man. So yeah, I hope anybody that watches this, man, you know, whether you were sitting on the fence like me and wanting to play it, or you know, you're already a
Oh,
participant, you're doing well, or you're not doing so well, you know, definitely take Brian's advice, man, and don't ignore it. Like, get on top of it, take care of it, because that's the only way to handle it, you know. It gets worse if you allow it to. So yeah, just be mindful of that, and you know, don't let yourself feel crushed, because yeah, that financial debt, that does not feel good at all. That's a heavy weight, you know, like what you were saying earlier, Frankie. It is a mental and
yeah.
spiritual thing. That shit will kill your vibe. Like, it will kill, you know, you, oh, I owe credit card debt. Well, you know what? I can't go out and go spend money on this or that. And this or that might actually be something that could benefit or enrich your life in some way, you know? So it's one of those things, man. Like, yeah, take it all with a grain of salt, but only you know yourself best, kind of thing. So just, yeah,
Yeah.
don't linger in that debt, man. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, yo, and don't fear it for real, man. Like again, I was trying to point out the weight is not literal, it's not physical. It won't kill you. Like Brian said, go look at your numbers. All it could do is make you stronger because all you're doing is raising your awareness of where you at. But don't be afraid. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta tell myself this sometimes too. Like, don't be afraid. Like my lady making me look at the numbers too. So it's not like I'm just trying to give it to her. I want to learn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She just holding my hands through it. You know, nice soft hands, nice lady hands.
Right. Sometimes that's what you need, man. Sometimes you do need a guiding hand. You know what? And so for you, Frank, your benefit in that case is that it's your woman. She loves you, she cares, and you know, she's mindful enough to have that fiscal responsibility to make sure, like, yo, listen, dude, you're not gonna fuck this up for both of us. So she's taking charge and making sure you get through it because she loves you, and you know, you guys have a future together, man. You guys have had I've heard some of the dreams you guys have. In order to achieve that, yeah, you guys gotta be on it, man. So
Word,
that's
bro.
dope
I'm
that
trying
you
to climb
have
up to that
that
fence with
dream.
you, get my credit straight, so I could
Woo.
come, so I could go play some games and travel with my lady, man. Cause she want to
That's
travel,
it.
bro. She want to stay
Yeah,
at some. She want to stay in some hotels, man. I want to make it happen.
yep. I would love that, man. That would be cool, man. Like a travel card, yeah, that'd be a dope ass reward. Because I've always talked about like wanting to be able to do that. Go to
Bro.
different countries and shit, and like
Bro,
that'd
listen,
be the
they
best way to
got
do
whole clubs. They got whole clubs for this stuff, Hector, yo.
it.
They
Yeah,
got whole clubs for these things, man. Yo, go to one of these big hotels. They gonna be like, yo, come sit down at one of our things. We'll give you 2-3 nights stay if you come sit down in our thing for 1 hour. And they're gonna try to talk you into buying into their little hotel points or whatever. And then you get, the more you stay at their hotels, the more you get money to go stay at a hotel for free, possibly one day. But that's for people who really like to travel and stay in hotels anyway, for real. You get what I'm saying?
right.
But it's a
Right.
whole.
Yeah.
But if you're a person who dreams of traveling, then credit cards could be to your benefits. If you're a person who likes staying in different hotels in different cities or wherever, or travel a lot and just want to be comfortable, then credit cards can be to a benefit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I knew this when I was younger, before I fucked it up the first time and got into this habit. You know what I mean? I wish I really did. You know what I mean? Because I would be tackling it a lot different. I'm trying to get to a point where I could look at it and tackle it a lot different. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would encourage anybody who's on the fence with Hector. Your credit already good. You know what I mean? Get off the fence, man. Yo, jump. Some of us out here wishing we could do what you could do right now. Okay, so go do something.
Word. All right. I'm gonna have to do that, man. I'm gonna have to do some research.
Yo, research until you comfortable, bro. It really ain't nothing though, man. Like I said, one of the most simplest things you can do with Hector is just make sure you never spending over like what they say, 30% of whatever it is. So if you have $1,000 car, you don't want to spend more than 300 for real, right? And then paying it all off in the same month. So again, like you get stuff like groceries. You already know how much your groceries is gonna be. So spend the 300 on the card, pay the 300 before the due date, and you earn the 5% back, no interest. The whole 5% is yours. Like, you know what I mean? They get it's now you robbing them. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter, yo. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter what ARP they give you if you're paying it in full at the end of the month. They could give you 100% ARP. They can want double what they gave you. But if you paid it at the end of the month, then it's just, you know what I mean? They just sitting there with the sad face, and they gotta pay you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was their promise.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't necessarily know that. So many of us go into something like that uneducated, man. So yeah, I agree, Frank. A younger me, oh man, yo, if a younger me had the mindset, yo, my credit score would be 900, bro. Like, you kidding me? I'd be able to go back to the moon and back on credit and be good for it, bro. Like,
Yo,
shit, I'd be
bro.
all over it.
You know what, man? I don't think I would have took like finding a job so seriously if I knew like the whole credit cards and stuff like that was a game. Like, I think I would have got it. Like, I would have been straight with a part time. Like, I get all my traveling done that I want. Like, I'm a traveler. Like, I work part time. I figure out how to get it done on credit. Like, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I would have been living life. I probably would have traveled the whole world by now, by 37. You know what I mean?
Oh
If I
yeah,
did it right.
that's good. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some research and just kind of educate myself a little bit more on a card best suited for me and my situation, and just fucking do it. Like, why not?
That's
Yeah,
it, man.
groceries. I buy groceries every month. I pay it every month. I'm not getting away from that. That is one of life's expenses. So might as well take advantage of that shit.
Yeah, and like depending on the card you get, sometimes like they'll have like say typically you earn 2% on every purchase, but like every quarter, like they may boost it to 5% on certain types of purchases. Like, so say if you shop at like Walmart or if you buy off of Amazon, those purchases are worth 5%. So a lot of credit card companies do that type of thing as well. So like say, most purchases are 2%, or you'll get 3% on gas, or 5% on like specific things. So that might be something to look into too.
You know, heck, when I really think about it, heck, there's really nothing for you to fear, bro. It's nothing to fear opening the car, bro, because you already have the discipline. Like, there really shouldn't be nothing for you to fear, bro. Like, you already have the discipline. Like, you know you don't want to be in any kind of bad way with credit cards. So to open up another one for you, bro, like, I can't see you being like, oh my God, they just gave me $30,000. I'm gonna go blow it on a car. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't see that. That's not you. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's not gonna change just because they gave you the money. Like, it's gonna be the same thing as the $20 you still got from your grandmother, bro. Here's a $30,000 limit. You sit it with everything else. Like, all right, cool. Now, all you're doing, Hector, is giving yourself leverage, yo. That's all you're doing, bro. Because now you got this $30,000 just credit sitting here, right? And let's say somebody comes to you with the wildest, craziest business plan, bro. Like, you just know it's gonna make money. Like, and you want to invest in this, and they ask you for $10,000, and you believe in it so much, you got that leverage, bro. What you mean? Yeah, I got 10,000. Here you go, man. Just make sure you give it back to me within the all right, and this is and the interest on it is okay. All right, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's leverage, bro.
It is.
It's leverage. It's just like money in the bank. If you get the card and you never use it, bro, it's money in the bank. You just increase your it's a spiritual thing, right? You just increased your spiritual bank account from 0, or I don't know how much your credit card is, 800 to 30. Your capability went to 3800,000. You don't get what I'm saying?
Right.
All you're doing is you're making yourself more powerful, bro, by getting credit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do, like I said, I'm gonna do the research, man. I'm gonna do it. Why not? I'm in a place in my life where I feel like I am a self-scientist too, so I might as well take advantage of all the resources out there and just find the one that's best for me, especially where I plan to be. Like
the government, all right if you use them right too, man. They all right.
Yeah. No.
All right, man. From minds to matter, man. From minds to matter. From our heads to your eyes. No need to visualize. Midjourney will share with you exactly what's on our mind. And with that, it is time. From our minds to matter. Hector, take it away, bro.
So, use the conversation again, bro. Kind of, anytime you hear something like, you might often hear somebody owes a mountain of money, or I'm sitting on a mountain of credit card debt. So I took that term literally. And I got a woman standing on a mountain of credit cards, and I didn't want it to feel heavy. I didn't want it to feel scary. Nah, she looks very comfortable, very peaceful, very in control up there. So I like the way you and Brian had put that, man. Don't be afraid of it. It's a tool. Utilize it. Get on top of it, kind of thing. So I felt like
she on top of that, man. Like, so much so is that she on the mountain, man.
Yep. So just I was wanting it to portray more that she conquered it, but hey, to each their own, however you interpret it. But
that's right. It's all about perspective, man. That's what we do here at PC Your Mind.
Yeah, maybe you know what, if she was like planting the flag, that was also
that would have been it. That'd have been a great one. Hell yeah.
Hey, it looked like the cars are raining in. Her credit must be good because it looked like the cars are raining in, man.
Yeah, those are all the offers that she be getting.
For real.
Oh man.
Like, that was a good combo. Approved for like 10 G's. All right.
That was a good ass convo, y'all. I like that one, man. That is informative for sure, and then reassuring in a way too, man. Like I said, $1 trillion in credit card debt in Americans today. So,
what I got to say to that, man, America, as long as I owe you, you'll never go broke. Okay.
Sheesh. Oh, that's word.
Or all right, man. I guess we can wrap it up. Hey, we
Yeah,
exactly at the hour. This is unusual.
yeah, no, it's right there. So, yo, it's again a good convo. Appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the next one, fellas. So, with that said, for all y'all that came through and let us borrow some time, we'll see you next week on PC and Mind. Much love.